Let's talk about Figma interface. Yeah, before we dive into creating something, let's talk about interface, and maybe you will be able to change this interface to the style that you prefer, that you like, and that will improve your workflow and you will become more efficient just because you changed the interface you worked with. Okay, let's dive in. Figma interface consists of just 5 elements. The first element is this row at the top that has tabs, similar to any internet browser. You click plus and you open kind of a new website, a new web page. And this web page can also has a name and you can change it. Once you click on the name, you can change it to name of the file. Now you see what you are working with. You just created a new page. So perceive Figma in general as an internet browser where you create pages immediately in the tool. The only difference that they are not placed on your domain name yet. You have them under the Figma domain name. So here we have this tab bar. The second thing, the second row that we see, the second element of Figma interface is the second row that includes toolbar, menu, main menu, and also you will see on the right side a couple of different options. Over this course we will cover absolutely every single piece of Figma. So you will know exactly where, what, and how to change it and how to use it for your best workflow, for your best efficiency. Now, what do we have below the second row? We have 3 different sections. Left sidebar, main content area, and right sidebar. And all of them have different functions. So the function of the left sidebar is to show you pages and layers. This is page and layer panel. You see page 1 here, and when I click to expand it, I will see the page 1, but also I can create a new page. I can create page 2, page 3. At the same time, once I created something here, I will see this layer appeared in this area. So basically the left sidebar consists of 2 parts, the pages part and layers part. And here, no matter how many layers you will create, they will be shown here. All of them will be inside of this area. Okay? Now, the second thing to understand about this area, that if you want to show, for example, if you want to see only layers, if you have lots of layers in your file, you can click here, collapse the panel, and then you will see only layers related to this page. At the same time, by double clicking on the page, you can rename it to wireframes, for example. Wireframes here. And now this page has a different name. We need that in the future, for example, when we'll change it to, when we'll start working in the file and we can change it to intro, then exploration stage, or assets, or brief, wireframes, hi-fi, high fidelity mockups, like everything can be divided into different pages and all the layers will appear here. Okay, got it. Now, I want to show you a couple of things that are really cool with the left sidebar. Honestly, it's an incredible thing to understand absolutely every single feature of the tool that you're using. So let's imagine that I have content here, content, and I also have the word, I don't know, just anything, design. And let's imagine that you are somewhere on the intro page, you're working with a completely different area, and you remember, oh my God, I need to get back to content, to the area where I was working on content. Here, in the left sidebar, you have 3 tabs, layers, assets, and also find. So when you click on find, you can start typing what you're looking for. It can be name of the layer, it can be the word inside of the text file. You can just start typing here, content, and you see no results for this page. But when you click all pages, boom, the Figma will drop you right to the page where you have this content. And this is super convenient feature you can use when you're working with lots of different layers, lots of different files, pages, you can easily find whatever you want using this feature that is already pre-installed in Figma. No need to use any Figma plugins. So that's why also this course called Figma Secrets. So if you didn't know about this thing, so now you know. Awesome. The second thing is layers, and then we have assets. We'll be talking about assets when we'll start creating components and creating our libraries for these components. Don't overwhelm yourself now. Let's stay on layers panel. So this is left sidebar. Now main content area. In the main content area, everything that we create will be here. Everything that we'll present will be here. So basically this is the area like your canvas, exactly where you're working at. Perfect, done. Super simple to understand. And then we have the right sidebar. And the right sidebar is all about parameters that you can have. And also right sidebar has also 3 tabs. The first one is design, the second one is prototype, and the third one is inspect. Inspect is for, let's go through all of them. Prototype and inspect. Inspect is for developers. When we'll be talking about design handoff, how to transfer your design to developers, we'll be talking about inspect section. When we'll start creating prototypes and animations, some kind of animations, they will be here in the prototype mode. Of course, if you want to know everything about motion design and why exactly to design something this way, like how to create this micro interaction, this UI animation, then I recommend you to take a look at the motion UI design course. Here we'll be creating some prototypes, but the logic, the fundamental principles are described in the motion UI design class. And then we have the design panel. In the design panel, we'll see all the parameters we can work with. And by default, the parameters that you can work with are the parameters of the canvas in general. So here we see the background. And this is the first thing that you can change with your interface. You can change the background of your canvas. You can change it to any color that you want. Absolutely any color that you prefer. My recommendation, at least this is what I work with. I prefer to work with a light background. If I'm working, for example, let's imagine that here I have a mobile app design and the background is white. I have white theme for the design. Then I will choose the background something like light gray, for example. I can choose this. It's easy for me to see all the area in like light theme. Sometimes I work in dark theme, so it's better for presentation. Lots of people love dark theme. If I understand that the client prefers dark themes, if I understand that designers I'm teaching prefer dark theme, then I'll switch to this mode and the background will be dark as well. But when I present in general my works to clients, then I prefer to go with a slightly blue, dark gray area. Sometimes it can be really dark, like this. Sometimes it's just a little bit of color here, just because it creates more natural feeling. You know, it's not white, it's not black. It has a little bit of blue in it, exactly as in real life, in nature, we have shadows, have like purple, blue in it, so that's why we are not using pure black. And it's super easy, it's super convenient to work with that. Beautiful contrast between the frames we are working with and the background. So take a look if you want to change the UI, the interface of Figma you are working with the files. Please take a look at this option. So just click outside, click on the canvas anywhere, and you can change the color here. You can also set the opacity to 0 if you want to, but honestly, I'll show you where you can use that a little bit later. One of the Figma secrets, especially for presentations. But in 99% of the situations, you can go with a 100% opacity. It just looks perfect here. The second thing, local styles. We'll talk about them once we start creating style guides. And export panel, we'll also discuss it in one of the next lessons. So here's the interface. But one additional thing that you can also do here in Figma, maybe you don't like light theme in general. I'm a light theme guy, you know, like all the social media that I'm using, Instagram, Twitter, Figma, I'm working in light theme. But maybe you prefer dark theme. And in this case, in Figma, you can also change it. So just simply click here in the top left corner, main menu, click on that, go to preferences. And under the preferences, when you go down here, you will see theme. Maybe right now the video hides the video with me, like this circle hides exactly where I am, but that's the best position, honestly, for the video in this case. Trust me, go main menu, preferences, and then in the preferences below you will see theme, and in the theme you can choose light theme, dark, or system theme. System theme means that, for example, if it's installed on your computer, that during the night you have dark theme for everything, during the day you have light theme, then Figma will adapt to its settings as well. But maybe if you prefer like all the time to work in dark theme, that just switch to dark theme, and now boom, you have Figma in dark theme. If you want to go even further, you can also change the background to something similar to this dark theme, which is like dark gray. But to see the difference, the contrast between the UI of Figma and also the canvas, make it just a little bit darker. You can make it lighter. You can make it darker, but honestly, it will strain your eyes. I do care about your health and about your eyes, so that's why my recommendation to you is to go with a little bit lighter version of gray, lighter than the UI. And in this case, like everything, even according to Gestalt psychology, like foreground effect, foreground background, we see that this is our UI, which is here. Then inside we have our main content area, and inside of the main content area we have our files, our frames we are working with. So basically from this lesson you learned the structure of the interface, but also you learned how to find content, then how to change the theme of Figma, and also how to change background of your canvas. One additional thing that I want to show you, just for your better understanding of how to work with Figma, how Figma actually structures everything, I want to show you how to perceive the hierarchy of all the elements that you are creating. First of all, the hierarchy goes from file, which is your file name. Well, it goes long before that. It will be team in what you are working at, organization, what you're working. So basically the structure in general is organization, if you are using Figma for organization. If not, then just skip this parameter. The second layer will be team, and team means that, for example, in your company you're working on multiple products, or you're working on the same product but on multiple features. We have multiple teams, and each team can have their own set of files. But basically, then it goes team, and there can be many teams. Inside of the team, you have file, exactly what you created. Again, if you don't have teams, if you not under the organization plan, Figma for organizations, then just start from file. And here, inside of the file, you have pages, page 1, page 2, page 3. And inside of the pages, you have, let's bring these teams down. Inside of the pages, you have layers. Layer 1, frame 1, rectangle 1. So basically all the layers will be here. And that's exactly the structure, how everything is structured in Figma. So that's why it's really cool to understand the hierarchy of everything here, so you understand where it goes and how everything connects to each other, and why the interface of Figma is built this way. Because it allows you, when you're creating something, you understand that, oh, okay, it's under the, let's imagine, wireframes page. And wireframes page is in the file, and this file, for example, version 1, of course, that's not the real name of the file, but let's imagine this is the conventions that you're using in your company. Version 1 of the file of the app, or it can be just app. Let's imagine that it's called app. And then this app is inside of the team. Let's imagine your company is building apps, websites for the same product, and you have two teams. One is working on the marketing website, and another one is working on the mobile app. So the app will be here. And then you will have team. Two different teams are working on one on the application, another one on the website, and everything is under one organization. If you're working alone, no organizations, boom, you don't have this layer. If you don't have teams and not going to use it, boom, you don't have this layer. Team can also be the project that you're working with. For example, how I organize it, I have my business projects that I work with clients. I have also my personal projects that I creating myself, for example, concepts, applications, websites. And I also have social media projects. And this is where I create all my content. So, and all of them are my teams. So I structure it like business clients. Why I call it business clients? Because I also have business courses. And then I have content or social media. And inside of it, I have different things. Like, for example, under clients, I will have website 1. Of course, not website 1, but the name of the client. Here I'll have, for example, typography masters. And the final one I have, like, for social media, I have different files, and it can be Instagram carousels, LinkedIn, Dribble, whatever you want in your case. In my case, I have just Instagram. And then out of Instagram, I create different, not only Instagram, also Dribble, Behance, and everything. But most of the time I work on Instagram. And if I need to create content or any assets for Twitter or LinkedIn, then I use this Instagram file. And inside of that file, I have pages. Let's go back. Inside of this file, I have pages. And for Instagram, I have pages related to specific product or topic, or related to a specific, I don't know, category. Let's imagine if I talk about mindset, then it will be there. I'll have the page mindset, and under the mindset, I will have a couple of carousels like frames. Let's frame carousel 1, frame carousel 2, and so on and so forth. So basically, when we'll start working and creating everything with in the graphic design model, Figma for content creation, web design, mobile applications, game UI, you will see how everything is structured and how everything is organized and how we work with everything. But at least now I hope you understand the Figma interface, what it consists of, how to change the theme to the dark theme, how to adapt the background of the canvas so you can work much easier. Again, change the color of the background here, change the theme. Under the main menu, preferences, theme, dark or light, or whatever you want. This is how I work, and I hope that now you understand the Figma interface. Then little by little we'll cover absolutely every single tool, every single menu item. Why? Because it's important. The more you know, the more confident you are in the tool, and the faster you are in design in general. When someone asks you like, how did you do that? Oh, it's easy, just go here. How did you change the theme of Figma? Oh, just go here. And that's it. You get to the completely different level in your team. If you work alone, you just become much more efficient and you can achieve results faster. You're not focusing anymore. Once you set everything up, you're not focusing anymore on the visual aspect. You are focusing on thinking on the product, on the project that you are working on, whether it's mobile application, website, content, or any graphic design element. That's why knowledge of the interface is important and the hierarchy of how everything is working is important. See you in the next lesson.